An armed conflict between Palestinian militant groups, led by Hamas and Israeli military forces, began again. Hamas attacked Israel on the morning of October 7th with rockets. The attack continued with Palestinian militant groups from the ground and from the air. They killed many civilians and took hostages. According to the Israeli government, over 1,400 Israelis and foreigners, mostly civilians, were killed on 7th of October, including 260 people at a music festival in Re'im. Over 200 civilians and captured Israeli soldiers were taken as hostages to the Gaza Strip. Israel retaliated first with rockets and then continued with airstrikes. Many innocent civilians were killed. Israel announced it would cut off food, water, electricity, and fuel supplies to Gaza. Fears of a humanitarian crisis were heightened on. Israel urged 1.1 million Gazans to evacuate northern Gaza, while Hamas called on residents to stay in their homes and block roads to stop the evacuation. The United Nations opposes calls for evacuation. Israel is preparing for a ground attack by surrounding the Gaza Strip with military artillery. Evacuation outside the gas is impossible. Egypt has opened the crossing from Rafah only to the wounded and foreigners living in Gaza. There are many underground tunnels in Gaza, are best known as passageways, used to smuggle goods and launch attacks into Israel. The first tunnels were discovered in 2014, and Israel destroyed them. But there exists a second underground network that the Israel Defense Forces refer to as the Gaza Metro. It's a vast labyrinth of tunnels, by some accounts several kilometers underground, used to transport people and goods, to store rockets and ammunition caches. The tunnels are also thought to have been used to attack Israel. President Biden called Prime Minister Netanyahu, asking him for a ceasefire to come to the aid of civilians. The Israeli Prime Minister has refused. The bombing will not stop until the hostages are released. Meanwhile, Hamas leader Musa Abu Marzouk, he has said that he will release 12 hostages if there will be a 3-day ceasefire. According to the Ministry of Health in Gaza, the number of victims has exceeded 10,300, of which 4,200 are children. We hope this war will end as soon as possible. Thank you for watching and subscribe to my channel.